What's going on, everyone? So the San Antonio Spurs should take a look at Andrew Wiggins. Now, Miami is shopping Andrew Wiggins. The Lakers are a team that has been in active trade talks for Andrew Wiggins. Supposedly, the Miami Heat are interested in Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent, but the holdup right now is that they want a first or they want Dalton Connect, right? And the Lakers aren't interested in trading either of those pieces to go get an Andrew Wiggins, right? If you're the Spurs, do you swoop in and go try to get a Andrew Wiggins? I mean, he's 30 years old, right? He won't be 31 till basically after All-Star break next season, right? So midway through the season. So he's still young enough to where he could be a piece for now in the future. I think he'd be a great kind of guy to help grow and develop a Carter Bryant. Take some pressure off of Carter Bryant. Andrew Wiggins is under contract for 2 more years, right? So at that point he's 32, 33. You can sign him to a new deal as like a veteran big or a veteran wing, right? He's also a guy that is big enough and athletic enough and skilled enough to slot in 2 through 4 on occasion if you wanted him. More 2, 3, but could even slot in at the 4, if you're running small ball lineups and stuff like that. So his versatility, I think, would be really good, right? Because like you could have him be your starting 3, right? Like you could go De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Andrew Wiggins, Harrison Barnes, and like Victor Wembanyama, or go sign like a Naz Reid and have like Naz Reid, Victor Wembanyama, Andrew Wiggins, and right. And Miami just wants to clear salary, right? So could you do like a Harrison Barnes and I don't know, like maybe would they be interested in like a Keldon Johnson or something like that? Kind of get off of his long-term money, right, and go get an Andrew Wiggins? Could you maybe get another piece in the deal? Right, outside of Andrew Wiggins, right? Like they want picks. Could you maybe get like a Jaime Jaquez or something like that in the deal? Right? I don't know if they would do that because they weren't willing to do that with the Kevin Durant trade. But also, it seems like they weren't very serious about the Kevin Durant trade. Like they were kind of like, I mean, there were literal reports that Miami was just doing it to entertain the fans, right? Like just to like appease the fans, like, hey, we tried type thing. But I don't hate the idea of Andrew Wiggins at all. I mean, he's the exact type of player that the Spurs could use. He's a veteran guy. You have enough young core pieces, right? You want veteran players. You want to start surrounding your young pieces with veteran players. And you want guys that can help develop. He's not under contract for 5 years to where, if Carter Bryant really starts to come into his own, it's like, man, we really, we don't want to pay this guy $30 million to come off the bench. No, like you'd have him this year and next year. And then if you want to work it out, you give him a new contract, find out what his market rate is, right? And then there you go. You could keep Andrew Wiggins beyond his contract, but if not, you can get off of him. And he might not be expensive to get, right? Again, if the Lakers have to give up Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent, and Miami wants a first, I don't really think Andrew Wiggins because again, there is a value in getting off of salary, right? Like Miami wants to clear the deck so they can go and try to get a big name in 2026. They want to go try to go, free agent hunting and get another star. There's value in getting off of contracts for you. That has a price in and of itself, right? I mean, look at Orlando had to give up assets to get, yes, Desmond Bane, but also to get off of KCP's contract. KCP is a great player. He just didn't really work or fit in Orlando, right? But he was a guy that, was coming off of an all defensive, was one of the best 3-and-D guys the year prior, right? So again, but because, you need to get off salary, you usually have to give up assets. You want to get off Andrew Wiggins' salary, you want to salary dump him, guess what? You're probably going to have to give up some assets. Why? Because there's value in that salary dump, right? But the Spurs, it wouldn't just be a salary dump for them. It's a player that actually makes sense, that could come in, slot in, be a starter day one, that would make this team better, that is, can help work with the young guys, a Julian Champagnie, Carter Bryant, right? I mean, look, Andrew Wiggins isn't the superstar that people thought he was going to be. Andrew Wiggins isn't the guy that people, coming in drafted, when he got traded from Cleveland, like this is going to be the next great wing, right? Cleveland is foolish for trading him. Right? He never became that, but he's still a very good player. And he was like arguably finals MVP on a championship run. Now he was never able to do that before, and he was never able to, and he hasn't been able to replicate it since, but we know that that's in there. And he's probably not, if he's your second option, you're probably in some trouble. But him as like your third or fourth option, you're probably a very good basketball team, which Andrew Wiggins would be your third or fourth option, right? Because he's not going to be over Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, so at best he's your third option, right? But you have Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle, so I mean it's very possible Andrew Wiggins is your, let's say at worst, third option, at best your fourth option, right? Or I guess switch that, verse that, right? At worst your fourth option, best is your third option, right? And this is a guy that even last year he averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists on 45% from the floor. He's a guy that can self-create, create a little bit for others, can be the swing man, can defend 1 through 4 with ease, some cases even some 5s, right? But he's that versatile, athletic center. I think he'd thrive in the Spurs system and kind of like what they want. And I think he needs a place where he can kind of, where one, there's not the expectations immediately to win a championship. Like the Warriors, like the expectations to win a championship right now. There's a young team that's going to take a couple years to develop, right? But I do think you can build a team good enough to where you might be able to give yourself a chance and a shot, right? So Andrew Wiggins comes in and can be a guy that can help kind of put you in that direction, right? You can still go, like I said, go get a Naz Reid. Imagine if you had De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Andrew Wiggins, Naz Reid, and Victor Wembanyama. You're probably bare minimum a playoff team, right? Because look, Victor Wembanyama's probably moving in the top 5 in the league next season, right? At worst, probably top 7, right, in the league. And then De'Aaron Fox is going to have a full season. Andrew Wiggins is the ideal guy to slot alongside him. You go get like a Naz Reid or something like that. Again, another guy that could spread the floor. Now you have shooters around those guys. De'Aaron Fox can apply rim pressure. You got your 2 stars. You got your third or fourth option. You got your Swiss Army knife and Stephon Castle. They can just do a little bit of everything out there. Like, I mean, you're in great shape, right? Like if you're the Spurs, it's a very good basketball team. And I think depending on how good Wemby is in year 3 and how good Castle is in year 2, and you'd still have a bench, you'd still have, Dylan Harper and all these other guys, Carter Bryant and Julian Champagnie and Jeremy Sohan, go get a legit backup big man, right? And now you're a team that's in business, right? Andrew Wiggins, I would, if you could get him, I wouldn't be against it at all. But you look at Andrew Wiggins, last year, 60 games played, 31 minutes per game, 14 field goal attempts on average. This is between Golden State and Miami. He's actually better in Miami, so I'll break down Miami stats here in a moment. But shot 45% from the field, 37.4% from three-point range on 5.8 attempts, and then shot 50% from the field on 8.2 attempts, 52.6% EFG, shot 76.3% from the free throw line on 4.3 attempts, grabbed 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 or almost 3 assists, a steal, a block, and 18 points per game is what he was collectively between Golden State and Miami. He was actually better in Miami. So 17 games played in Miami, 32 minutes per game, shot 14.8 field goal attempts, shot 46% from the field, shot 36% from three-point range on 5.9 attempts, slightly worse from three-point range than Golden State, where he shot 38% on 5.8 attempts, but he shot 52.3% on 9 attempts from 2-point range compared to 49.1%, had an EFG of 53% compared to 52.4%, shot 4.6 free throws, shot 73.1% from the free throw line compared to 78% with the Warriors. We have 4.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists compared to 2.4. Grabbed 1.5 steals, a full block compared to 0.9 steals and 0.8 blocks, and then put up 19 points per game. But he also played a more expanded role with Miami. Like he was more aggressive offensively. They needed him to be more aggressive offensively. Again, this is a guy that fits a need, plays a role, can be a veteran for this team, can be a guy that slots in and can help do multiple things out there on the basketball court for this team. I don't hate it. I think if you can get him at the right, again, everything's about the right price. You're not just selling the farm to go get Andrew Wiggins. But if you can get him for a reasonable price, I don't hate it. Right? I don't hate the idea of bringing him in, letting him slot in, letting him play a role. He could be your starter for the next 2 years. Right? And then hopefully by that point, Carter Bryant starting to come into his zone, and then he can be your clear-cut starter. Even if, like, let's say Carter Bryant does start to like, as soon as next year, it's like, dang, that guy has to be the starter. Andrew Wiggins is so versatile. I mean, you could slot him at the 2. You could go, if you wanted to, De'Aaron Fox, Andrew Wiggins, Carter Bryant, or even go small at times, right? Like Wemby and you figure it out, right? It'd be a good problem to have. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.